Welcome. We are back.
Yes, sir.
I go by the name of Hungry HD. HD for short. And to my far left, I have the Incomparable.
It's Trell Maurice.
And you know we come together to form the Peace King Podcast.
Peace King Podcast.
Where we talk about health, wealth, relationships, and whatever else we feel like. And you might have noticed this is our second guest.
Second guest in the building.
In the blue chair.
Yes, Susky.
We have occupied by Natural Natalie from the gram. All right, that's what we gonna go by.
Natural Natalie is in the building. Give the hand claps for Natural Natalie. She's here.
Hey guys.
Vibe Tribe's
own.
All right.
Hey, Vibe Tribe in the building. Y'all already know what time it is. Natalie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hey, it's our absolute pleasure. We got some good topics tonight. You ready?
I'm excited.
We strapped in.
Yeah, let's
so
go.
to speak. We
Hold
in
on.
the game.
And on that note, I like to say, peace, King. You know what I'm saying?
King.
Can't miss that.
Yeah.
You know what I
Peace,
mean?
King.
You gotta do that. You know, I'm playing myself.
Gotta sip. I'm gonna steal it first because he always asks me, but I'm asking first. How was your week, bro?
I wasn't expecting. I was expecting you to just tell me how your week was just now.
Yeah.
My week was.
Switch it up.
It was pretty great, man. I can't complain. Like we say, priorities in order.
Indeed.
Peace King Pod just steadily going up. You know what I mean? More growth
to the top.
We have a guest. Mm-hmm. We have another dope Speak Your Piece coming.
Yes, Susky.
We got the photos back from the photo shoot.
Bro, the photos.
All those were nice.
Hey, I changed up the profile pic with the quickness, bro. I said, hold on. This thing is something serious right here. I like that.
Waste no time. You know what I mean?
None.
I got to go through the files, man, and get it together. But
Yeah.
working on the website, so the website is coming. It's on the way.
Things, big things.
Yeah, so just working,
That's what I'm
grinding.
talking about.
Steady motion. What's up with you?
Hey, man, life is good. I got to echo the same. Priorities are on point. We are growing. We are consistently in an upward trajectory. Life is good. Mm-hmm. So if the kid's good, the pod good. Bob Tribe weekend is coming up next week.
That's a fact. Talk about it.
So I got stuff lined up for that. Come on, man. Like, yo, I got number 37 on Monday. So by the time y'all see this, I'll be 37 years old. Like, man, we in the
celebration.
Game. Yeah, I got an early birthday gift right here. You got the Trell Maurice on the glass, you know what I mean? Shout out to Peter, you know what I mean?
Grown man things. You know
hey, man, like, yo, life is good. I can't complain. And then we're here, episode 13.
That's a fact. 13.
And we got Natural Natalie.
And we do.
For episode 13.
We do.
Come on, man. This is lovely. This is a whole experience. Appreciate you for asking, bro. You know Absolutely. What I'm saying? And we coming together.
Yeah, man.
We
now, how was
together.
your week? Now, being that you are, because you're the first guest from the Vibe Tribe, the first official, so this is a special occasion. How was your week?
Am I?
Good week?
It was a good week. It was a great week.
Okay.
Actually. Yeah.
I like to hear that. I like to hear
work
that.
Work was good. Home was good. Everything's good.
All right. That's what's up. We can't, no complaints over here.
Mel's done here, done everything did.
Hey,
I mean,
talk about it. Talk about it.
You know Naturally.
Yeah.
We in. So what we got on the docket? The first topic, man. What we getting into tonight?
So I want to get into something that we all can relate to, but I feel like a lot of us mishandle at various times in our life. We all been through breakups, right? So I want to talk about the breakup experience.
Okay.
Like rights and wrongs. I know people feel like sometimes there's no wrong way to go about it, but I personally do. I feel like there's a wrong way to go about it. And so I want to just dive deep into, what you could kind of take away from it, what your mindset should probably be.
Yeah.
And, just kind of run through the gamut on it.
Okay. All right. I would say, speaking of dive deep, I think one of the cardinal things is make sure you don't dive deep back into that thing after you done broke up, okay? That's dangerous waters, all right?
Spinning the block. Don't do it.
Ain't no spin. Now, I know some people that do, but I ain't even going to go that deep. Right off. All right, but breaking up, man, it's a tough thing, Some people break up to make up. That's all we do. Come on. Don't be breaking up because you got into an argument. All right? Like a light one. Yeah. But I think that, sometimes with the breakups, my man, shout out to John P. Speaking of Vibe Tribe, John P. the model, he says this all the time. You know what I mean? Some people in your life for a reason, some for a season, some for a lifetime. I think the breaking up, it sucks. It may take time to get over. You know what I mean? But understand that, hey, did I learn anything from this? Is there a life lesson from this?
There
You
you
know
go.
what I'm saying? And
There you go.
it could be a reason they came into your life, or they could just be in your life for a season, or both. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But with that, we talked about the singleness.
Right.
So that breakup experience, I think we allow it to happen.
Yeah.
And before I would let her speak on the generalities of the breakup experience, and then I want to come back with, I think there are rules to how you operate.
We could do it. 'Cause
while
I
in
got
that breakup.
I got about 3 points I want to hit on too, so we could just jump around.
All
them.
right, bet.
Yeah.
What you got, Natalie? The
Yeah,
breakup.
It's funny because you mentioned not going back, and it makes me think about, do you feel like people can change? Because a lot of times I feel like you break up with somebody and then you go back and you see them doing things, right? Whether you
Yeah.
stay friends with them on social media, things like that. And I had a personal situation where, the particular man was not necessarily showing Christian attributes, and that's important to me. And
Right.
he made it very clear on social media that, he found his way and he's been,
Okay. Yeah.
his walk with God improved. So
Yeah.
like, if he were to come back, is that reason? Like, what
If
do y'all
you
think
were
about
to
that?
come back, or are you thinking about
we'll
going
see, and
back?
that's
I don't know. That sounded
it puts the
that
seed
sounded
in.
like she said, "Hold on. He done found God."
I mean, it's important,
Well, he need to
right?
find
Like,
Natalie again. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, especially if that's the reason why we broke up, right? Like, it'd be different if it wasn't the
Hey,
reason.
well, did he reach back out?
He did not.
Then hey.
I'm just saying hypothetical though.
Okay,
Like,
so I don't think if he didn't reach back, so that could be the reason part. So I say the season or a reason. You may have been. I would chalk it up to you were put in his life for him to find.
There you
God.
go.
yeah,
There you go.
That doesn't mean that that's the person for you.
true.
You just served a critical purpose in
You
his
are
life.
a vessel.
You
know what I'm
were a
saying?
vessel.
Yeah.
God used you.
That's a fact.
Let him
Oh,
use
okay,
you.
we preaching. We
You feel
preaching
what I'm
now.
saying? You
Okay.
gotta let him use you.
Amen.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right.
Fornicate like a mud, easy, but he let,
See, you ruined it.
let him use you, though. Let him use you, though.
Listen, I talk about, like, before I make my point, just talk about spinning the block, right? Like, because spinning the block, and you were talking about like when people change and after seeing change in people, but sometimes it don't really be like no time for change, like. Cause I spun a block a couple times. You know what I'm saying? I done been a tornado on the block. You know what I'm saying? Like
Tornado.
spin the top. You know what
Now,
I'm
spinning
saying?
the
Just-
block, is it just intimate or a whole relationship?
Oh, you mean
though?
like pick the relationship back up?
Yeah.
All right, so I've never spun a block on a relationship ever. I've never, never. So, but I definitely took
Yeah.
a dive back in a
Yeah,
couple
yeah,
times.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've done
Dive
that
back
before.
in.
Yeah. You know what I mean, but even with that, try to limit that. I mean, a lot of part of my life, I haven't even done that either. But just earlier times, I've done it. Try to limit it as well. But definitely, as far as picking a relationship back up, I've never done that. I always say I never will, but never say never because
Right.
you just never know. But most times when you break up with somebody, it's for a reason, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
like, I think a lot of times people start to they think they miss the person, but I think they just mistake that with missing the companionship itself, like in having somebody,
Come on
right?
now,
And being
talk
able to
about
build with. So your mind, like you just run through all of the positives, you know what I'm saying? And you just living in that state of mind and you forget momentarily all of those
That's
things.
good.
So it's like rose-colored glasses. You forget all of the reasons why that you're not together anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people focus, my main point I was going to make is too many people, like you were saying, focus on the loss and not the lesson. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because it's always a lesson in there. You're not always meant to be, like you said, with everybody. Some people are just meant to elevate you. Sometimes you're going to elevate the person. Sometimes you might get the short end of the stick, so to speak. But you got to just kind of be cool with that and just keep it moving.
Indeed, and keep it moving. I do think like that loneliness be real. Like after the breakup, did you have an inclination to hit him back up once he found God?
Oh yeah.
Or
I
did
mean,
you?
Yeah.
I'm getting
I
mad
did.
nosy.
No, right. Like, why you in my business? No.
Hold on. We
No, I
want
definitely
to
thought
know.
about it, and like it'll be things where like we're still on social media, so I like
Okay.
a post here and there, and
All right.
he'll comment on stuff, but
Okay.
it's not. I'm not reaching out and be like, "Yo, what's up?"
Right.
Are we we doing this.
That'd be that
Like, it's
danger
not that.
when you still follow each other and you still see them doing amazing.
Yeah.
Now but that's the part though. If you are with the person, you should want them to continue to succeed and do well.
Yeah.
Because you cared for them at a point. No
True.
matter how nasty it ended, there was a point in which they were everything for you.
Mm-hmm.
If they weren't, why did you get in a relationship? You know what I'm saying? But with that, it does bring me to a question, right? Okay, it goes into, I said I was going to bring it back to the rules. It's one of the rules, and it's not it's a light rule. Actually, I don't even know if it's a rule. But either way, let's talk about it.
Talk about it.
Remaining friends after the breakup. I heard a reel is going viral right now. I'm like, does he have any merit at all? And it made me reflect. It said if you had a breakup with someone, especially if y'all were in love, and you broke up with them, you either are, and y'all remain friends,
Right.
you either are still in love or you were never in love. I said, what? If you remain friends with someone that you were in a relationship with and y'all were in love, if y'all are still friends, you are either still in love or you were never truly in love. I say, wow. So you think of like the ladies, I'm gonna just use this as an example, the ladies who were put a guy in a friend zone. But because he was such a great friend in a friend zone, and maybe she was lonely or such,
Right.
she decided to give him a chance.
Yeah.
And then it didn't work out. Was she truly in love with him, or did she just love him as an individual, and then she wanted that companionship, and she gave it a chance? So that could be a situation where it's like, you never was in love with this guy anyways.
Right.
Or y'all were super in love, you broke up for some reason, like, not to say your situation is just the first thing that came to my mind. Like, oh man, his walk with God wasn't all the way there, so we break up because I know that I need that.
Right.
And then it's like, hey, let me reach back out to her. Then they become good friends. It's like, oh, you're still friends because you actually still in love with this man.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Man.
I mean, listen, I haven't been in love very many times in my life, so I feel like it's hard for me to say. I always feel like from my end, I could be friends, but I don't want to deal with what comes with that, because I never trust the fact that the woman is actually going to be able to just be a friend, like platonically. Like, it's always going to be the lingering situation of trying to ease your way back in. So it's like, I'd rather not deal with that. Or it's like if we're friends and then, you know, try to bring things back over across the line. And now, you know, I got to deal with these conversations, and I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, save the talks, man. We need to talk. I'm good. I'm cool. You know, I don't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? I just try to save myself the headache half the time and save the person. Because my thing is, too, I feel like I'm maybe a little more rigid. You know what I'm saying? I maybe, you know, got an ice box where my heart used to be. You know what I mean? So at the
Shout out to Mario.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm so cold. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like, I know I can be that way. So certain things are not going to bother me the same way. So it's like, I'm trying to protect you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to be cool at the end of the day.
Okay.
So that's kind of my stance on it.
All right.
That's interesting.
So
I guess I would think of it the other way around. Like, if I stay friends with a man, I'm going to think he's going to want to get back with me, you know?
Yeah.
So, but it could go either way, right?
See, that's the thing. Sometimes it's too much thinking.
It is too much thinking.
Sometimes, because a lot of people, that's how signals get missed and crossed, because you thinking somebody going to do one thing and then they thinking you was going to do it, and it's like, it was never that from the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Communication is key.
Communication is definitely key. I feel like that is like, okay, when you are friends with someone, what does that mean? That means that they have access to information in your life. That means you disclose info about the things that are going on presently in your life.
Mm-hmm.
With an ex, if I'm letting you in and we were romantic at a point,
Right.
I think it's hard to not have an emotional connection with this person. that's hard. So I had where with my ex-wife where she's like, yo, we could be friends. We could be friends. And it's like, we could be associates.
Right.
We could be cordial, and there sporadically, if you need an ear, you want some advice, like boom, and then vice versa. But as far as you're the first person I call when I get like a promotion or something, or something great happened, or I just want to know about your day, it's not going to happen. So we're not going to be friends. I guess, hey, maybe there's levels to the friends. I say associates and then friends, and then maybe in friends, maybe that's a sliding scale of like barely friends, we're kind of friends, we're close friends, we're best friends. Maybe that's a sliding scale. I don't know. I don't make these rules parts up. But I say if you were super in love with someone at a point, I think it serves well to at best be associates.
Right.
And you can associate, you could be cordial, you could always wish them well, you could talk sporadically every now and again through life. If you share children, then obviously you got to talk, but keep it about the kids. And then if life goes on, because I love, you're eventually going to have somebody else.
Right. And see, that's one of the things I was about to say, too, as you was saying that. I'm thinking, like, because that's at the side of it. Like, you want to be friends with the person, but then there's always going to come that point in time where, like you said, if you're letting them in on certain aspects of your life, if we talking on the phone or doing something, it's like, I got to go. I'm getting ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Then the thought is always, who you going here with? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, so it's like, are we still friends? You know what I'm saying? When Big Booty Judy come through, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Big facts.
I'm
When she start talking about another dude,
right.
Do you feel a type of way?
Right.
I think that's that. Like, all right. So with the ex guy, y'all still follow each other on. I'm still on that situation.
I know why we keep going back to my business.
I'm still on it. I want to know
Another
more.
example.
So tonight on 60 Minutes.
I know,
You know
right?
what I'm saying?
So okay, if you were with a guy, right, and then y'all broke up and y'all were remaining friends, like, would you want to remain friends with a guy?
I think it depends on the relationship. Like, I feel like if you already built that friendship during the relationship and you already have that connection, it's not just going to go away, right? Like, so they're still going to know a lot about me. They're still going to know, what I care about. I know what he cares about. So if there is a situation that comes up and he happens to be the one that I call, I don't think that's weird. But
that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your opinion. Yeah.
But to HD's point, though, I think that only works if we're both still single. Because if there's somebody else involved, right? Like, you have a wife now.
See,
that's not gonna work.
That's the thing, though.
That's tough.
Like, that's the thing. So here's the thing, though. Like, if you just said you both know a lot about each other, know each other very well. You know information about each other that probably nobody else knows. What if it's like ice, man, in case of emergency, and then it's like you're with somebody, but this person really needs you, and it's platonic, it's nothing there. What do you do? I mean, like, as the other person that's not in a relationship, do they have a right to be mad? You know what I'm saying? And then do you have a right to be like, I don't care if you mad, like, this is an emergency, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's always like a tricky situation. And I always wonder, like, how people approach that and if people are actually mature enough to handle that type of situation.
That's exactly what it is maturity, right? Because if you're going to be mad just because they have friends, then you don't have that trust. I feel like that's a bigger issue that you got to look at within your relationship.
Okay. I would say know who your partner is as a person. That could be a part of their baseline, their natural character. They're just a caring person. They are dependable. They like being there for folks. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then everybody's situation, we're all so unique as individuals. Every situation is going to be unique in its own right. So it's on you to communicate, like you're saying, enough to know the dynamic between them and the ex, right? So for me to be in a situation where I have children and they have a mom, right? And they're with their mom. So their mom, I feel comfortable with her putting me down as an emergency contact. You know what I'm saying? Because one, like, you take care of my kids primarily, so I'm going to be there no matter what.
Yeah.
But is it coming upon me to talk to a woman that I'm with to explain that?
Right. I don't know.
So if a situation arises and I need to make her feel comfortable,
Right.
she should feel secure. Like, hey, I'm gonna just let you know the person that I am a caring person. That is my children's mother.
Yeah.
If she's ever in dire straits, I'm going to be there because it's for my children,
Yeah.
not just for her. And yes, I do care for her as an individual because she gave me a dope gift. It is what it is. Like, yo, she gave me a child. So she has a little pass. They're like, oh, Trell will always be somewhat there for you for emergency purposes. Well, I will be there for you for emergency purposes. That just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I can't help that. And it will be on me to find a woman who will understand that. She will never have my heart, but she can have my support or help when it's needed.
Right.
Because if she needs my help, then that's not just going to help her. It's going to help the kids as well.
Absolutely.
Come on, man. Hey, I'm going to give myself an applause. On that one. Like, yo, shout out to the growth for Trell. Oh, I appreciate that, bro. Not talking to himself on the live.
Listen.
On the
got two other people here.
podcast,
You're
not
talking to
saying
yourself.
not.
Listen.
We ain't here tonight. Come on, man. We in the game, coach.
Another
Where we
thing
at?
I want to say is, like, don't be, so caught up in playing victim, that you forget that you was likely the villain at some point in the story too. You know what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of people, get the woe is me thing, and heartbreak is real. You know what I'm saying? It's a real thing. I get it. But, you want to demonize the person so much. And like you were saying, like, it's a reason why you were with the person in the first place. Like, so let's not forget that. Like, it always kills me when people, like, bad talk people they was with, or just they children's parents or the person they was with. And it's like, oh, this dog, or, you know what I'm saying, they ain't shit, whatever. And it's like, but you was with them. Like, you chose them. What does that say about you and your decision making? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So it's crazy when people do that. And it's like, you again, you just can't. You got to think about the good times too, right? Think about what this person added on to your life. Couldn't have possibly been bad, right? At the end of the day, so
Big facts.
Pick yourself up by the bootstraps. You know what I'm saying? Dust yourself off. Get it together. You know what I'm saying?
Dust yourself off and try again.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and just like just keep it real with yourself. See, the thing is about it. Here's the thing about keeping it real. And before you could keep it real with anybody else, you got to keep it real with yourself.
Come
you know
on
what I'm
now.
saying? Like that's the baseline for keeping it real.
Yes, sir.
Like you can't be a real one if you're not being real with yourself. So at the end of the day, that's the moment where you have to have that reflection, you know what I'm saying, and have that maturity like you spoke about earlier. And just really be real about the situation. And start, because then they start bad mouthing to the friends and he did that, and this is his fault and that was her fault. And it's like, nah, man, tell your side of the story too. What did you do? You know what I mean? What did you do when this all was happening? You know what I'm saying? What was your antennas when that shit went down? You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day.
Yes, sir, Ski.
Yep.
Come on now. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all got some gems on that first topic. They got super gems on the first topic. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just is what it is. Hold on. I just want to play the drop.
Peace King Podcast.
Super gems. You know what I'm saying? Not that they can't hear right now, but it was lit. You know what I'm saying? We had to do a quick drop. You know what I'm saying? But either way, as we drop, we got segments over here. Welcome again. We are excited to have Natalie here. Come on, man. Like, yo, that's excited.
Clap it up, yeah.
We definitely got to clap it up again. So, Natalie, have you been watching Peace King Pod, though?
Of course I have been watching since episode 1.
Okay, we got 2 confirmed segments, that we know of. Pop quiz. Do you know where any of them are? Do you know where any? Can you name at least one segment that we be having on the show?
Well, we got to have the King's Corner, right?
Oh, talk about it.
She gets an A+, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't even set up. Like, I didn't set that up. She just watches the show. So y'all need to make sure y'all subscribe to Peace King Pod on YouTube, okay? And then, matter of fact, we got an Instagram too. So make sure you follow at Peace King Pod on Instagram.
It will behoove you. You know what I'm saying?
And then we got the website. like my man HD said at the beginning, is coming up, all right? Like, yo, big things popping. Follow Peace King pods, you know what I'm saying? Where we consistently try to grow.
Right.
But like Natalie just said, we got the King's Corner, bro.
Absolutely.
I got a King's Corner. Another claps, because the King's Corner
Let's
is
do it.
coming up, a.k.a. You're bugging.
Bugging.
Yeah.
All right,
Ooh,
like, yo.
Look at that.
She
Look
remembers
at
the
that.
AKAs. Come on.
I like it.
I'll be watching. I'll be watching.
Hey, for the listeners out there, that just put a huge smile on on our faces right there. We love the fact that she know where we going. So I got the King's Corner. Boom bap. The King's Corner, you're bugging, is to all of the fellas, right, who be bashing other fellas or looking at other fellas for actually believing in like astrology and the zodiac. But on the flip side, it go to the fellas who actually believe in the zodiac for feeling like they shouldn't believe in it. It's a double you're bugging. Because here's the bottom line here. If you believe in it, stand your ground. It don't matter what nobody else think.
That's a fact.
Just because that you don't believe in it, guess what? You're not cooler. It doesn't make you cool because you don't believe in it. So I don't believe in that. Oh, you're cool or you're a macho guy. Sit down. No, you're not that. No, you're not. It doesn't matter. If you believe in it, oh, well, I believe in it because you're not that. It doesn't matter. It don't matter if you believe in it or you don't believe in it. Just be you. You know what I'm saying? So if you do believe in it, yo, shout out to you. It may be some stuff that you are a bit more enlightened on, or you just truly believe. Bottom line, hey, maybe the placebo is real. Even if it's not real, you can believe in it and will things to happen. Come on now, follow along.
Talk
here.
about it.
You know what I mean? And if you don't believe in it, cool. Like, yo, don't bash the people that do.
Right.
At the end of the day, I think that we all could do a better job in accepting people for who they are.
Yes.
And if a person truly loves and believes in it, and it makes their life a little bit more abundant, full, if that's a word, it felt good, so I liked it.
Yeah, let's go with it.
Like, yo, then let them live, man. We need to let people live a little bit more, you know.
Yeah.
And it's trickling down. I see a lot of stuff. So when I believe in the zodiac, I think there's some merit there. Do I fully believe in it where it's like I won't choose a mate because they're this? No, I don't operate like that. But at the end of the day, I do find it a bit fascinating. I kind of treat it like it's a sports team. Like, yo, I'm a Leo all day. It's like that's my sports team. So I'm gonna rock with the Leos.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And that is. But if I were to meet a young a woman and she's dope and we rocking and rolling, bro, we could be in a whole relationship before I ever really ask, hey, what's your zodiac sign?
Yeah.
Because we might click. It doesn't matter. That is a part of who you are, but your life experiences, the places you've been, and the people you've met, all of that together is going to create who you are. That's going to create your personality, right? So you can have one Leo and another Leo that could act totally different from each other.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? However, there may be some similarities and that are described in Leo stuff that may be interesting. So nonetheless, your bugging goes to those people that be like, you're lame, you're this and that because you believe in it. And then and it goes to those who be crushing those that do believe in it. I mean, they don't believe in it.
No,
so at the end of the day, let people be people, man. Let people be people, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree, man. You know what I'm saying? And even though I'm not gonna lie, like the zodiac said I was like not really compatible with a sign, and it didn't work out. It was like my worst experience ever, and I was like, yeah,
I should have listened.
yeah, might not be messing with y'all no more. But see, where it kind of get crazy too, just like it's so much going on. Like it get mad intricate. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, you a rising sun, you know what I'm saying? But your moon is a Leo, but your sun is a Cancer, and your mom's is a. I'm like, what, fam? Like, what are we doing, fam? This is.
What's your dog sign?
Yeah.
Hold on. We going a little too far with this. You know what I'm saying?
What I mean? Like, what time you was born? You know what I mean? What side was the sun on?
Yeah.
So I could tell you accurately. It's like, all right, fam. Like, I can't.
I don't care what sign Toto is. Okay.
Yeah, like it get crazy. Not to knock people who get that deep into it.
Right.
I just don't have the capacity for that yet in my life to really dive that deep and learn it like that. So
nah, for real.
Yeah.
Go ahead and click your heels 3 times and sit down. How about that? Nah, but yeah, man. I do have an honorary you're bugging though.
All right, let's do it.
All
Let's
right,
talk about it.
Last week I did You're Bugging on the Ladies, and I don't know, maybe I was a little too hyped for it. I got another one. So as I know it's a King's Corner. I'm not going to make this a trend, but we got the Queen's Quartet.
All right, let's
Oh,
go.
quarters. The Queen's Quarters.
Yeah,
Queen's Quarters. I saw a video. I don't know who the lady is or whatever, but I think it was on Finesse Only. Shout out to Finesse Only. I think it was on one of his videos or whatnot. But it ain't the first time I heard it. It was a young woman who was giving dudes a hard time for smoking hookah. She was like, I'll never date a guy that smokes hookah. Blah, 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 blah. Yo, number one, learn the history. Learn the history. 1. 2, how are you going to, like, ish on a dude for smoking tobacco? Like... How are you going to say that this personality is so like off the wall because he wants to partake in a recreational kind of like activity when he's out and about? Yeah. Like, I don't get that. Like you just, I don't understand it. Not knowing that it derived in the Middle East where there was men who did it. It's like, yo, become cultured. How about that? How about you become cultured, figure it out, and then like I think in our culture specifically, we put too much emphasis on regular activities. This is a man activity. That's a woman activity. It's like, no, it's just an activity. How about that?
You know, part of that too, I think a major, this wasn't even part of the King's Corner, but this is a lesson that could be taken from it is you got to, choose your battles. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes there's a saying, right, that goes, money knows money, right? Like money makes money. And at the end of the day, what that just really means is like, people that have money, right, or people that know how to get money, recognize other people that have money or know how to get money. Mm-hmm. Why? Because you've been through the same things. You go on a similar path. You can realize the characteristics and traits and qualities because you have them within yourself. So you can apply that to everything in life. But sometimes I've learned to like not even have certain conversations with people. Like I try to, like we do here, drop some gems. If you want to pick up the gems, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Take them with you. If not, I'm going to just keep moving. Because like you said, uncultured. Like you don't know no better. So it's like I'm not going to stand here. When I know. I know the history. Yeah. I know what's going on. It makes no sense for me to sit here and argue with you and debate with you about something you don't know about, right? So it's like sometimes we got to take more of those cues too. Just in general, right? That's just one to grow on from right there.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you know what? Since I did a double your bugging for the first one, I'm going to do a double your bugging for this. So she's bugging for not being cultured and saying she would never talk to a dude who smokes hookah. It's just weird for her. And then your bugging goes to all the fellas who listen to that and y'all are now going to stop smoking a hookah in the club. You're bugging. Do what you want to do, bruh. Do what you want to do. And if a woman don't want to talk to you because you actually enjoy smoking hookah in the club, forget about it. She's probably closed-minded, small-minded anyways. She ain't going to be the one for you. All right. That's the King's Corner. I'm going to give myself a round of applause.
Simple as that.
I don't know why. I just felt like it deserved it for that.
I mean, why not?
But anyways, hey, man, I'm low. I don't know if you sipping. I think she got the agua. Like, yo.
I left it over there.
I mean, did you have anything on the King's Corner? You're bugging the Queen's
I think
Quarters?
The moral of the story is stop caring about what other people think so much. Just do you.
Talk about it.
That's naturality, ladies and gentlemen.
I think
naturality is here. Come on, she done summed it up for us pretty nice. Like I ain't even.
If I'm not mistaken, I heard a quote that said, "Like what you like and don't apologize for it." I think the great philosopher Trell Maurice might have said that.
Come on, my G. Come on, my G. Where we at?
You know what I mean? Talk about it. You know what I mean?
We had to get some air horns for that. Like, yo, I appreciate it. I love my brother for that one right there. You know what I'm saying? Trell quotes coming out soon at the end of the year. The book going to be there. Make sure y'all get that. Yeah, man. No, that's a big fact. I love what you said right there. And then my man HD, come on, like what you like. Don't apologize for it. Stop trying to please everybody. Like, yo, do what you do. That's right. And do it well. That's right. We're going to be back, man. I got to recharge.
I do too, man. I need more.
Hey, man, don't go nowhere. We're going to be right back, all right? We in the game, coach. Come on, man. We in it. You already know what time it is. Word. Podcast. Are you ready to unlock the secrets to a happy and fulfilling life? Looking for a safe space to discuss health, wealth, and relationships? Well, look no further because Live with Trell is here. Join the charismatic host, Trell, as he dives deep into topics that matter most, creating an atmosphere of love, understanding, and positive vibes only. Live with Trell is your go-to destination every Tuesday and Friday nights. at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, streaming exclusively on Instagram Live at Trell_Maurice.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back.
Yes, sir, Ski.
Yes. Hopefully, during that break, you subscribe to Peace King Pod. You follow Peace King Pod on the gram.
Do it.
You followed the Hungry HD.
Do it.
And you followed Trell_Maurice.
Do it.
And while you at it, you can follow.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it. Naturally Natalie.
Natural
On Instagram,
Natalie.
YouTube. You want the natural hair tips? I got you.
Come on now. The hair is looking extravagant, by the way.
Thank you.
Like that. She got the braids to the side and all that. Shout out to all our sisters out there that's rocking the natural hair. Out there. I mean, like, yo, we love all y'all.
Yeah.
But we're going to give a special shout out to the natural hair out there since we
love
got
the
natural
natural hair. I
Natalie
love it.
here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Before we continue, since we have you here, first let me do this. A big reason why you should follow Peace King Pod on the gram is because we get to connect with you directly, right? You watch the show, you watch the pod, but we get to go more in depth, right, on the topics because, you know, we drop reels from the show. That's cool and that's all fine and dandy. But the real upside of it is you get to go more in depth, have conversations. Then you get to have conversations with the community. The Peace Kingdom, if you will. That was on the fly.
The Peace
You like
Kingdom.
that? Right. See, we might be
like
running with
that.
that. Yeah.
I like
So,
that.
you know what I'm saying? You get to be a part of the community. And you get to throw out topics, you know what I'm saying, that you might want to hear on the show.
Big
DM
facts.
us or put them in the comments, and we build and we go off of there. So, and of course, we're going to have more content coming and more things that we put other than the reels as time goes on. But it's just a dope way to, you know, stay in touch with us in a deeper level. And while we here plugging stuff, I want you to plug your YouTube and tell us what you do there and, you know, tell people. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, so it's Naturally Natalie on YouTube. It's mostly natural hair. I do product reviews. I do demos, live demos. And then I have a little bit of lifestyle content too. So I got some, you know, some new stuff coming, makeup, other things. So yeah, it's fun times. So
There we
check
go.
me out.
That sounds like a good thing because
That's
I know
what I'm
a lot
talking
of women, you know, they complain about doing their makeup, they
Yeah.
hate doing it. So here you go.
Yeah.
We got the plug. You know
Got
what I'm
the
saying?
plug.
There you go.
Come on now.
Get it rocking.
I'm talking about. I love when the sisters, especially, you know what I'm saying, be rocking the natural hair.
I do too.
It's lit. It's lit, man. Shout out to all the sisters. Speaking of sisters, though, all right.
Yeah.
I do got a question. In your opinion, cause I hear the brothers out there, some don't be talking. Do you feel like in our culture, do you feel like there's too many or there are many dudes or men that don't rock with the sisters, that don't date black women? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Talk about it.
You asking me?
Yeah, you.
It's hard to tell you looking past me. Sorry. You know, I think there are more loud men who don't mess with black women. I think the ones who do are maybe not as out there and aren't, you know, as in the spotlight as the ones that aren't.
I think that's fair. What would you say, bro?
Yeah, I would agree. Like, at the end of the day, it's funny because speaking of like the loud factor, you hear a lot of women say that. Like, a lot of women complain that, you know, black men don't mess with black women, or you want to mess with other cultures because they let you get away with this or that. And it's like, but every time I turn around, I see black men with black women. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then even within my friend circle, like, I don't know. Yeah, like, yeah, you have, and me personally, I know people, listen, how you feel is how you feel. I feel like this is my stance. We originated from somewhere, right?
Indeed.
I feel like the black man is the original man, right? Like, I feel like we all derive from that, right? And so when it comes to Hispanic, we talking about Dominican, Puerto Rican, when we get into like the islands as well, my Caribbean people, we all pretty much came from the same place to an extent. Some of you guys, yes, were native to the land and were already there. Who? And I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm not Ancestry.com, so I don't know. But at the end of the day, I feel like you all kind of fall under the black tree. If you don't want to claim it or not, that's on you. Right. But that's just my take on it when I look at people. So even if I have a friend that might like prefer Hispanic women, or I date Dominican women or whatever, it's like, it's still for me like all in the same vein. But I get it. You want to talk about just straight African American or black on black, then that's cool. You know what I mean? But every time I look around, that's what I see. And even when you look at statistically, when you talk about, you know, the expectations that women have, like the women that do want like the 6-figure man, this for that, I think it's something like 85% of men who make $100,000 or more are with black women, are married to black women. So it's like, again, the statistics don't even back up like
Come on
this
now.
outcry. So I don't really get where it's coming from, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you said that because that's precisely what I wanted to pull up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I have the stats.
you
Facts.
gotta have it. You know what I
Facts.
mean? You gotta have it. We could talk about marriage, right? Black men. Dang. 52% of black men never been married according to blackdemographics.com.
Look at it.
Sheesh.
And 50% of women are going to be single by 2035. So y'all need to combine that 50 and that 50
Right.
and get it right.
Should
You know
match
what I'm
up,
saying?
right? Like, what's the problem?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What-
You know what I mean?
Sheesh.
Where's the disconnect?
50 plus 50 is 100 last time I checked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so to your point, this is just as of like 2 years ago. Only 15% of married black men were married to non-black women.
Look at that.
Which was unchanged since 2017. So from, I think it's a safe bet to say for the last 6 years, it's been on like around 85% of all married black men were married to a black woman. That's overwhelmingly the majority. Okay, so I think we could dispel when that 33% of black men that are married, of those 33% that actually are married, the overwhelming majority are married to a black woman. So we choose black women, y'all. We
Right.
choose black men. We can just go ahead and dispel that rumor there.
So
Now,
I guess the question. Sorry, I didn't
No,
mean to
go ahead,
interrupt you. But why are so many black men not getting married then? If the problem isn't so much that they're not choosing
right?
black women, it's just the ones that are very few
Yeah.
are getting married. What's up with the rest of y'all?
I think it's
you've been married,
it's
so.
the divorce and it's the ramifications or the outline, the things that happen from the divorce. All right. So usually the women win in the divorce. When you're talking numbers, when you're talking children, when you're talking assets, and I think marriage in the business side of the house, right? There's a romantic side, there's a companionship side, there's the love side, then there's the business side with the assets and the money and the being a team and growing and that part. So it's two sides of marriage, in my opinion. I think the men have seen others men lose big after when it didn't go well. So it's like risk averse. It's like there's a risk because divorce is so common that nowadays it seems like it's an option. Back in the day, divorce didn't seem too much as an option. It's like we're barely making it. We need to come together to truly live, and there was no negative stigma about us both doing what we need to do to raise a family. You go out, work up 10 hours, I'm going to take care of the house, raise these children. That was mad traditional. That was understood, and they stayed together through thick, through thin. My parents been married for 41 years. That's just how it went. My mom, she stayed at home. My pops went out to work. They raised 4 kids. Life is good. They're 4 for 4, in my opinion. We all successful. Shout out to the siblings.
Shout 'em out.
But like, yo, I think that's what it is. It's the fact that, dang, I got divorced. She took half of my stuff. She took 2 of the houses, and she got the kids, and I'm paying child support out the yin yang. And if I don't pay it, I'm going to go to jail. It's like, sheesh. Some dudes see men that are in that poor situation, and they're like, I don't even want to do it.
I'm gonna say this though, and this may be long-winded, so give me a minute, right? Like, there's a lot of things going on. Number one, like I feel like the easy thing to do, if you are, and again, I have a black woman sitting next to me as I'm saying this, so listen, y'all gotta come for me because I'm doing this with one of our presents, a queen, all right? A lot of times, there's a lack of accountability and there's a lack of just wanting to deal with what needs to be dealt with, right? Whether it's healing, improvement, whatever it is. Like, the easy thing to do is to say black men are choosing women of other nationalities instead of saying Black women are not choosing me possibly because I need to work on this, that, and the third. Now, that doesn't apply to every single black woman. I know that, so don't take it like that. But what I'm saying is there are plenty of black women who are in a situation where they can improve in a lot of different ways, and maybe they are not, right? So it's like vice versa. There are a lot of black men who can improve, which brings me to my next point. We are particularly, I feel like, in a generation, if you're in like your late 20s to like even mid 40 range especially, we are on the precipice. So break out the vocabulary once again. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Of great change. Like, so we are the generation that has to be a little bit more patient than we want to be. There are a lot of people that are super ignorant to this fact, but the people that are aware, again, don't want to deal with it, don't want to hear it, running away from it. But the reality is, to your point, divorce wasn't an option back in the day. You can't. A lot of people talk about I wanted like old school love, like how my grandparents was. Like I said this mad times. I'm gonna say it. I don't know if I said it on this pod, but I'm gonna say it again today if I did. Like your grandmother stayed with your grandfather because she ain't have no options, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's another point though.
Women ain't have a stronghold in the workforce. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't a lot of opportunities. Where was she gonna go? And they was getting it in like nobody business. You know what I'm saying? 15 kids. Where's she taking them to?
And Papa was probably a Rolling Stone.
I'm getting to that next.
My bad.
Nah, you good. You on right on board. You know what I'm saying? Like with no income, where you taking the kids to? On top of the fact, again, like you said, they stay together through thick and thin. Like a lot of our grandfathers, great grandfathers had like 3 families, fam. You know what I'm saying? And grandmama Love knew. Just because you ain't know. You know what I'm saying? She knew. You know, she kept that secret from you, but she knew. And she held it down. Why? Because she didn't really have a lot of choice. So I feel like if your grandparents grew up now today, they would not be together probably. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we can't keep trying to uphold every tradition ain't meant to be upheld, fam. Like traditions are made based on the circumstances of the time that you're in.
Come on now.
Certain things that you don't need to carry on because it's a new day. There are new options. There's new things going on. You have to start your own tradition. So I say all that to say there's a lot of healing, right? There's a lot of like revelation and the like an awakening, right? We're becoming aware of certain things. We're aware that our grandparents had certain shit going on. It's like, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now you have to, generational curses. Our generation is the generation that's responsible in big part for breaking a lot of generational curses, if you care to at least. And which is why a lot of us have high stress levels. We carry a lot of weight because we walking around, we trying to break things. We talk about corporal punishment other episode. Yeah. That's one of them, right? So like you want to not beat your kids because a lot of people were making comments on that post about like, you know, my parents did it, and it's like, but you're not your parents. Your parents didn't have the access to information that you do. Come on now. Your parents, you know what I'm saying, were like literally directly removed from slavery by 1-2 generations at most. So it's like it's a lot closer. It's closer to home at that point. You don't have the same excuse. Like your great grandparents and your grandparents were literally scared that you can leave the house and get lynched. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, like there's like a bigger threat. Facts. So I'd rather beat you than some white man beat you and string you to a tree. You know what I'm saying? Something else happened. So it's like now we in a day where, don't get it twisted, we got a long way to go with systemic racism and how things are handled, but we're not in those times, thank God. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have to be aware of that and everything that comes with that, and including relationships, which is why I feel like a lot of people are single, is that very reason. Like there's a lot of change that has to go on, there's a lot of healing that has to go on, and that's going to take time. And guess what? Big facts. The thing that people don't want to like admit and sit with and deal with and realize is the fact that this change is going to take a while. I'm already 30 or 40. How long is this going to take? I've been waiting this long. By the time I get to the person to make this change and they make that change and we find each other, I'm going to be 50? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the part that people have the biggest issue with.
Come on now, Sam Cook. Change gonna come.
Change gonna come.
Come on, man.
You know what I mean?
That change. You say that one episode. Nah, big facts. To the point, emotional intelligence wasn't even like a coined phrase back in the day.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But you hit a lot of gems on that one. Hey, I'm a divorcee. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder if way back in the day, if it just wouldn't even have been a thing. If it would have been like, well, she can't even be in the workforce, so I'm not going to leave because I'm going to leave her stranded. But me knowing she had a really good job and stuff like that, and like we both could still, and I could still provide financially and emotionally and be physically present too. I mean, hey, they live right up the road. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, plus let's keep it 100
That's
too.
dope.
Like your dad, you know what I'm saying, excluded from this. He's in a good position. I had some good things going on for us. So a lot of black men out here didn't have that kind of stable job. So you was gonna leave him and take half of what? Like what you taking half of? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
big facts.
it wasn't much to take from.
Yeah. All right. So look. So I think we kind of answered that one. Like, do black men mess with black women?
Yes.
They do. I mean, at least they're marrying them.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I do like what you said, though. You said the ones that don't are typically the loudest.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
That is.
Because that can make it seem as if
Perception.
that all the majority. No, it's just that the ones that don't are the loudest. But if you actually open your eyes and paying attention, if you want to be somebody, you want to go somewhere. If you want to know something.
Wake up and pay
Attention.
We got Natalie singing over here. Come on, now.
Talk about it.
I'm just saying. We in the game. You better wake up and pay attention, okay? That's what we talking about. But yo, speaking of the cheating, right? I did go to my family reunion a few years back, and I saw like the tree and all that. I'm like, oh Lord. Great Grandpa Henry had a couple extramarital children over here.
Son.
Who is you? Who is your grandmama? Hold on. What's going on here? But it almost, so let's transition. I got a question. Do you think you can handle being cheated on, bro?
So I had HD story time. Actually, did I tell this story? I think I might have told this story. I did tell this story. So I want you remember when I said I approached the dude off the bus by the school because my girl told me he knocked it down, but I had cheated on her first. But then, I feel like I forgot what segment it was, but I think I might have told that one. But so I done that before. I think I could, you know what I'm saying, just based off that experience, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I handled it pretty well. I stayed with her, was willing to try to make the situation work. It just didn't. I don't feel like that was the cause of it. But yeah, I would like to believe I can. It has to be a very strong relationship. Like it gotta be strong. It gotta be something I believe in.
You
like
need to be
no other.
there, the one.
Yeah.
Like you Jet Li. So, no pause. I'm just saying, like you played this movie called The
You're
One.
about to witness a dynasty like no other, and that got to be something like that. Yeah.
That's crazy. What you say, Natalie?
That's hard for me to answer. I've never been cheated on that I know of.
Right.
That I know of. I had some suspicions, but yeah. I don't know. I think it would make me think like, why? Like, what's the reason?
Yeah.
For me, the biggest thing is like, why cheat when you can just leave? You know?
Yeah.
And I've heard men give excuses of, oh, well, she did this. Just leave. Like, if you're not happy, just leave.
It could be just succumbing to the temptation of the flesh.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna cap. I can't front for the older folks. I had to do the translation. They were like, cap? What is that? Like a nightcap? Like a ball cap? Like a... But I can't front. I can't lie. I will not tell a fib right here. All right?
Like 3 generations there.
That about 5.
I forgot my dang point. Like, it don't happen that often.
Something about succumbing to the flesh.
Okay, all right, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, boom, bap. All right, we in the game. Oh yeah. There's some men. It can be. Oh yeah, that's what it was. A man cheating and a woman cheating are not the same thing.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Explain.
I think that there are women, now there are exceptions to this here rule. There are some women who can cheat and they have no emotional attachment. I think something happened to them women. I'm just saying, like respectfully. Like you're different. You know what I mean? In my opinion. For men, we can have emotionless sex. It can be an activity. It could be the opportunity, and I didn't have the discipline to not partake. You feel what I'm saying? That's easy. I'm mad I say that. But back in the day, I can.
Disclaimer.
But men can have sex with a woman, not know her name, and never think about her again.
Yeah, this is big facts.
Like literally she can never even cross his mind again. Like unintentionally.
There was Linda Felicia.
Man.
But when he did the diverse,
It's
it was like
possible.
10 names he left out because he forgot them.
Because he forgot the names. Don LaShawn, Inez, and
That's why it was
Alicia.
3 Kims. 'cause-
Right,
Teresa,
exactly.
Monica,
You know what I'm saying?
Karen, Vicky, Lisa.
He ain't know their
Hunt.
last name. He just
Right.
three Kims.
It was
You know what I'm
three
saying?
Kims.
Oh, it was three.
Kim
Nah,
ABC.
but that's possible. I think it's kind of unimpressed unless you just thotty yaddy out there. You know what I'm saying? Where you forget the dude that you done come on, bro. So I just feel like that it's just different. You know what I mean, for men and women. But even still, there's going to be ego involved. I think that I just don't cheat. But like I've ghosted a woman before, and she just wanted to know why. Like why? What was wrong with me? What did I do?
Yeah.
They wanted something. I didn't end the situation. It was like why? They need to know why.
Yeah.
So when you
Closure.
said like, if I get cheated on, I want to know why.
Yeah.
I just think that y'all brains are set up like that to like make it make sense to me. And is there anything wrong with me? Let me tell all y'all ladies out there.
So true.
Just because your dude cheats doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you.
Right.
It could have just been, it was an opportunity and he lacked the discipline to be like, nah,
Or-
I'm good on that.
Or there could be something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying?
Or there could. Go ahead, talk about the opposite.
You know what I'm saying? On the other hand, because
We talk
like
about
I
that.
brought up again, I don't know what episode it was, but
We did
I
bring-
said that nobody can take me from you, right? The caveat to that is if you are doing your job, right? If you are on your job and you're handing down your girlfriendly, wifely, I really can't ever like see myself cheating like as being married. Like I just can't ever see that. But
Right.
whatever you want to name it, you got to hold down your position. Like if you're not doing the things you're supposed to be doing, leave the door open.
Hey,
I'm saying you leave
don't
the
let
door
her slide
open.
in now.
Right. Sometimes 2 + 2 really equal 4. You know what I mean? And you can't discount the
think
2
every time.
that you're at. Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. Every single time. You know what I mean? It
I
does.
mean to call you, but
I mean, no, that's a fact.
I was going
It does
bad.
every time. You know what I mean?
If
Every
you
time.
carry the 3, that's just play.
It really does every time. But yeah, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's a combination of the circumstances. Like if you have a situation where you're not fulfilling your duty, and we're talking about situations where it's being made known to you. There's conversations. Hey, babe, I would appreciate if this would change or that would change. And the man really loves you. He wants to make it work. But there are things that are not going the way that he feels like it should go. Or maybe it used to go that way, but now you're not doing those things anymore. And he's trying to stay and be patient and make it work. So, like you said, why not just leave? Those are sometimes circumstances where it's hard to like just leave because you do really love the person. You want to make it work. You want to see it work. You hope on the other end of it that there's going to be a change. Even though you may be getting an inkling like maybe this is over, but I just want to see, like, let me just, because you don't want to feel like you quitting on it either sometimes. Because sometimes you get blamed for that. Like women will say, are you quitting on us or you supposed to fight for what you want? I've heard that shit mad.
Yeah.
And it's like, I
You
just be
better
like,
fight.
you know what I mean? Respectfully, it's like, fam, I'm not standing here. What Mary J say? I forget the line, man. Wasting, I forgot. I can't remember the bar. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day,
Ain't no hateration on the holleration. Thanks for me. I know that. She said, she said she don't want no more drama. I know that one. Yeah, I mean, cheating
yeah,
is
but-
a little dramatic. There's some
Nah, it
drama that
is.
could come from it.
But sometimes,
Okay.
yeah, it's just like that, man. Like, you're not doing your thing, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and then somebody else slides in, man. They slide right in, man. And it's
Come on,
like,
man.
it happens. And it, like he said, it's no emotion attached. That don't mean the
It
man
could be.
love her. Like I'm saying,
Right.
you know, it's just a circumstance. It's just the right place, right time, mixed with you not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and then it happens.
Yeah, they got to check out the episode. I forget which one, but maybe episode 3. We talked about like the 3 top reasons why men cheat.
Yeah.
Sexual dissatisfaction, lack of an emotional connection, and opportunity.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I think those are the 3. But yeah, like, yeah, so there's other factors than just the not being there. So I don't
Do you
know.
feel like men can emotionally cheat as well? Because you talked about the connection.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like that's a harder thing to work around, right? Because if you're talking about doing the things that he wants at home, and if that's not necessarily there, what if that part is the emotional connection?
Yeah.
How do you work? You know,
I
you
saw
can't
a
necessarily
stat.
fix
I
that.
saw a stat today, or an article rather, and it said that nurses
Oh,
cheat more than
Oh, I saw that.
athletes,
Fact.
DJs,
Yeah.
and
I coulda told you
some
that.
other occupation combined. And it made me think. I'm like, yo, the majority of nurses are women.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like overwhelming majority, by the way, are women. So I'm like, hey, I mean, I'm just saying. Now with that, I think that some of the
Shout
people
out to
that
the teachers.
come on now.
Throw them on the list too.
For some of the people they're cheating with, the work husband. More times than not, they're talking while they're working. They may be venting, and that man is listening.
Dr. Knock Boots in the, in the utility
Dr.
closet,
Nas.
getting crazy.
Like,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, for real. And like, yo, it's the fact that that person is listening, and even before it gets physical, they have an emotional bond, and that is dangerous. So yes, there is a type of thing. Like, if you look forward to talking to this person, whether it's text, email, or voice, if you look forward to it, you have an emotional connection. If when you see a text from this person, you get a little light on your feet, you smile a little bit, that's an indicator you need to stop.
Yeah.
You should not, the only person you should be all happy and giddy for when you receive a text or a phone call or an email from should be your mate. Once you start getting that giddiness from someone else, you know they got an emotional part of you. They got a piece of you, and you may have to adjust. You're human, so it can happen, right? Whatever you lack, someone else can fill that void, right? You're lacking an ear that listens to you. Your man's not listening to you. This man at your job or at the gym or wherever it is listening to you. And you start looking forward to that, it takes your emotional intelligence, mention that awareness. They're like, hold on, I'm actually getting fulfilled by this. And then you need to manage that. So you need to scale back. And then the next level of had the conversation with your mate. And hopefully they're mature enough. And if you want to be super transparent, you let them know, hey, I'm going to let you know this. I actually caught myself enjoying talking to another man. And I stopped it in its tracks because I realized that I'm starting to get emotional and I don't want to. I want that from you.
Right.
So we need to figure out how we can get better in that, and you can feel that void. I want that from you. You're my mate. I want it from you. Whether we need to go to therapy, we need to read a book, we need to pray, we need to meditate, whatever we need to do, I want that from you, not from this work husband or whatnot. That's how we win. Come on, man.
Take a look. It's in a book. The Reading Rainbow.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, talk about it.
But that could go for rainbow and heterosexuals. No disrespect. But we in the game, man. We in the game. Nah, that's bad real. Like, yo, we in here. Dang, y'all heard my knee. I'm getting
I was
old.
gonna say.
You heard my knee?
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all heard that.
Bad.
God. Your boy turned 37 on Monday. So when y'all see this, hey, matter of fact, put a lot of stuff in the comments. But, you know, I don't
drink
really
supplements or
celebrate
something.
like that.
Put a
But
happy
go ahead
birthday in
and
the
put a
comment.
happy birthday in the
Yeah,
comment.
man.
I mean, I
Happy
appreciate
birthday,
that,
man.
man. Like, yo, when's y'all birthdays? When
Mine's September 15th.
Okay, all right.
October 2nd.
All right. Are those both Scorpios or what is that? I don't even know. We talk about Zodiac. I don't even know
Virgo
the Zodiac.
for me.
That's Virgo.
Libra.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I ain't even know. Yeah, hey, but we ain't here tonight. Hey man, I think it's. I just threw my phone and it made me think of something.
Hey man, it sounds like it's time for our favorite segment.
Come on,
Everybody's
man.
favorite segment.
Indeed.
It's a segment we call Speak Your Piece.
Yes, sir.
If you don't know what Speak Your Piece is, clearly you ain't been watching none of the other episodes, so you get your shit
doing?
together, number one. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed,
But
indeed.
number two, please DM us at Peace King Pod on the gram with a question that you would like advice on. A real life scenario from your life. The more specific, the better. You know what I'm saying? And it could be about work. It could be about relationships, whether intimate or family. Whatever it is under the sun, we are going to address it live on the show and see what we've been doing lately is, and what we want to keep the streak going is we're going to have you call in live. You don't have to. You could just, DM us and we'll read it. But if you call in live and add that little extra, you know what I'm saying? Just razzle dazzle, you know what I mean?
Come on now.
Yeah, so
Big facts, big facts.
do that. And right now we about to get into that segment, man.
Indeed.
The Peace King
Yeah,
Let's get it.
let's
Podcast.
talk about it.
Good segment.
Hello.
What's good? What's good? You are live now with Peace King Pod. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. How are you?
Hey, life is good. Can't complain. Life is good. I can't complain. So nice. I had to say it twice. Hey, we here. Appreciate you calling in. Like, yo, I mean, would you like to remain anonymous? That's how we've been rolling and rocking. I feel like we kind of want to keep it that way. I'm not sure.
The last person said they didn't care, but I told them just forget it. Just
You
keep
told her
it
forget it?
anonymous.
Okay, so with that, just tell us your age or range and where you calling from.
Okay. I'll be 47 in a few months, and I'm
Okay.
calling from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Hey, shout out to
right.
Pennsylvania in the building. Shout out to the Donians. I like the Spanish culture a little bit. But the older women, they're still killing the game out here. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
Fact.
All right. So talk to us. You already know what segment this is. I got my man HD. You know what it is.
Hola.
And then we got a special guest with us tonight. We got Natural Natalie. She's listening in as well.
Hey, girl.
Hi.
I like it.
Word.
I like the hey girl energy.
I know, right? So let's
Yeah.
get straight
We had
into it.
somebody
You know
here
what
for
it
a
is.
Peace King.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
It's the first time we had a guest for Speak Your Piece, so I like this. We get to get the extra advice and from a woman, so this is
There you
nice.
go.
I like
Big
it.
facts, big facts, big facts.
I was just about to say that. So, okay. I was way back when, many moons. I was with my ex-husband for 20 years, and we were married for 17.
Okay.
One day, we have 3 children, 23-year-old daughter, 22-year-old son, 14-year-old daughter. So when I was 8.5 months pregnant with my 14-year-old daughter, one day our house phone rang, and I'm probably dating myself a little bit, but the house phone rang, and I answered it, and there were two different women on the phone. And one was a little more rowdy than the other, but the rowdy one decides to tell me that they both have children by my ex-husband. So long story short, it's just something that I'm not going to deal with. I started to file for divorce. We stayed together in the house for a little while. I'm sure all 3 of you can understand that wasn't the best situation. And when my ex-husband moved out, my son decided that he wanted to go with him. So I really didn't want that, but I mean, his father, he wasn't a bad father. He was just not the greatest husband. Mm-hmm. So, and a young man that age, I mean, he should be learning from his father. So I was like, okay, I agreed to it. But I didn't realize that I was going to be the villain in this story. Mm. So now I don't have the relationship that I have or that I want to have with my son. So a few weeks ago, I sat down with my ex-husband and I said, listen, we really need to talk to him because, it's like I'm the bad guy because I didn't tell him why I divorced his father. He just feels as though I broke up our family. Mm. But I feel personally like I'm between a rock and a hard place because listen, black men, the weight of the world on their shoulders. And then with their sons, they have a phenomenal relationship, and I never want to change my son's perspective of his father. But I feel like now it's taking a toll on me. And when I asked him to talk to him so that we could speak to him together, he refused. So, I'm used to it just being HD and Trell, but this is great that I can get a female perspective as well. I don't really know what to do here. I don't know if I should just have this conversation with my son myself and possibly change the perception he has about his father, or if I just continue to be, like I said, the villain in this story.
I got opinions on this one. Thank you for sharing that. I definitely got some
Sure.
opinions. You want me not?
You can
want me to
start.
it?
I got stuff too. But
All
go
right.
ahead.
One, I give you my personal number. I'll talk to bro. Straight. I really don't. I take that one seriously. He's the one that stepped out.
Right.
If I step out and I'm the reason, there's no way I'm about to be trying to live this lie to be in the graces of my son and have him look at his mom a certain way. No, absolutely not. If I see my son is treating his mother a certain way, I'm going to have a talk with him. Hey, son, respect your mom, dudes. I'm going to just let you know, I'm the one that messed up. That's a part of being a man. If you do an action, you live with the consequences. That's a part of being a man, straight up and down.
Right.
So he's the one that stepped out. He needs to tell his son, I stepped out, and be a freaking man and own that and deal with the consequences. Now, when his son get older, then he can talk to his son, and his son may understand, okay, I know what it's like to be a man. Like, you was with the same woman for umpteen years. I know what temptation is like. Like, maybe he might understand a little bit. But no, I think that's a bit of cowardness on his part to not own up to it, especially if you talk to him about it. I do not believe that it should come from, in my opinion, I don't think it should come from you to the son. I would wonder if you had a male figure that you're real close with, like your dad or a brother that could talk to your ex and explain to him kind of like what I just said. Like, hey, understand that, like if it was your dad, I don't know if your dad's still around or not, like, respectfully. I don't know what that situation is like. But, or like a male relative, but somebody close to you or just an individual who loves and cares for you, to talk to him and explain what you're saying. I think it's very important, especially this is the 14-year-old for clarification, right? Yeah.
No, this is the 22-year-old.
Yeah.
My son is 22 now.
14.
Oh, the daughter was 14. Oh, this is a 22-year-old grown man.
Yeah, he old enough, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, look.
And it's been 8 years. I'm like, when is it gonna stop?
Right. So
hold on. He's 22.
22.
And y'all still ain't, and his dad still ain't keep it real with him?
No.
And you told his dad that he's treating you a certain way?
Yes, more than once.
Yeah, that's not cool. I mean, I can say from an adult who went through her parents getting divorced, because my parents got divorced in my adulthood, it's hard to not pick sides, right? So I am naturally closer to my dad. And so I don't know the whole story. I still don't know the whole story. I didn't ask. But seeing how it affected my dad, he was obviously more hurt. So it was easier for me to just be like, okay, I'm taking his side. I don't know what happened. But at the same time, if my mom were to come to me and say, look, I'm going to be real with you. We're all adults. This is what happened. I would really respect that from her. And I think it was different because you were thinking it was a child. So, coming at it that way is a little different. But I think for me, if you being my mom, you were to come to me and be like, look, I want you to have the whole story. I would respect, that would help me respect both sides of it. I do think though it's his place to say what he did because he did it, right? But I don't think it's wrong for you to bring it up. I think it's very delicate how you bring it up. I think that's the biggest thing is you don't want it to be like, coming at him because then that makes you stoop to his level in a way.
Right, I agree. Oh man, this is a lot. Like, so I was getting honestly, man, emotional hearing you speak, and I'm still kind of emotional now, just because my relationship with my mom, and shout out to my mom, you know what I'm saying? I love to death, and she knows I keep it 100 about everything. I did it in my music. I do it with everything I do. So it's like I don't have a similar scenario, but I grew up initially a mother's boy, you know what I'm saying? And that relationship was strained at some point, and it's still never quite how it should be. You know what I'm saying? Even though we are very close and all those things. So it's like I understand the hurt that you feel. So I gotta grab a tissue because I feel tears coming on. So at the end of the day, I feel like, pardon me.
It's all good, bro.
I didn't think I was gonna be the first one to cry here. I thought it was gonna be Trell. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't tuned into the
I almost
episode.
did last episode.
So y'all ain't, I know. Yeah. I almost did too at that moment.
Did last episode,
but when you brought it in, it made me bring it in.
Yeah.
So listen, it's very important that you had this conversation with him. Like, forget what your ex-husband is talking about. You gotta have a conversation, cause you need to salvage. He's 20, I'm forgetting already, I don't even say he's 20, but 22, 23. 22. Mm-hmm. So you still have a long, Lord willing, a long, long road ahead of you to build and be together with him in the right way. You know what I'm saying? To be closer. So I feel like it's very important that you have the conversation. It's, again, kids are going to do that. Kids are going to pick a side, right? Like, I didn't pick a side. I was just very angry at my mom at a certain point. But certain decisions, because I understood how it affected me. And even though at that time I didn't understand how it would affect me later on, but it's affected me in a lot of different ways throughout my life. So, but from very early, I knew that it just wasn't the right decisions. You know what I'm saying? But you can't, again, when I got older, I developed much more grace for my mom and had different conversations, because I understand, like Trell said, when you get older, you go through relationships, and 22 is still not the age where you quite understand that. It's going to take them a little longer, but when you go through certain things yourself and you start getting involved, or you get to a point where you might want to marry somebody or you have children with somebody, you understand how love and feelings can impact your decision making, how you could be, emotions can get in the way. So it's like your son will grow to understand, even though he doesn't understand now. But I feel like you having a conversation with him now will lay the foundation, right? And plant the seeds for things to get back where they are. And at the end of the day, his dad could just be mad. Like, really, you know what I'm saying? I want to advocate for men, and I want to, speak from that point of view, but he did wrong, right? We all mess up. Players fuck up too, right? That's as the saying goes. So it is what it is. But if he's not going to stand on that, like Trell said, and be 100 and speak to his son real talk about what, because one thing I can't ever fault my dad for, my dad kept it 100 with me. Like, when he fucked up, he told me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he might not told me in a moment, but he told me at some point what it was and what he did and all that type of stuff. So if he don't want to stand on that, you got to make him stand in it. And that just is what it is. And you can't really care about how he feel about it at this point, because you gave him ample time. You tried to, do it the mature way. You was a grown woman about it. You tried to come together as a family and had a conversation. He didn't want to do that. So now he only worrying about himself. Now you have to worry about yourself. Indeed. And at the end of the day, the relationship is important. Like, you need both parents, right? Like, for I guess obvious reasons, but I stay anyway. A boy needs his father because he needs to know how to be a man. That's always going to be your first superhero. You need your mom for that nurturing, that love. Like, that's like your first love. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you need both of those sides, and that duality is so important. You need that. So he's had that with his father for a very long time. Now he needs the other side of it.
Come on, man.
You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like you should just have the conversation. As hard as it may be, you should have it. And I agree with that, handle it with care, approach it the right way, but have the conversation.
There we are.
Absolutely.
I mean, I gotta concur. I gotta concur. You know, yeah, that dynamic. I'm mad. I was thinking it was 14-year-old the whole time. I gotta check my listening
Change that.
skills.
I remember all the ages.
Nah,
but
I
I'm sure
appreciate
the
you
daughter was
sharing
14.
that too. Being transparent, being vulnerable. That's a strength right there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I appreciate
facts.
you sharing that. And
We could bleep that out. Just
we'll
bleep it
edit
out.
that.
Yeah,
We'll
bleep
bleep
it out.
that
There
one
you go,
out.
Captain.
Bleep it out. Bleep it out.
For y'all that heard the bleep and
It's all
playback,
right.
I accidentally said
It's
her
all
name.
right.
Okay?
No, don't worry
Yeah,
about
I
it.
had to
It's
call
fine.
her.
It's fine.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can see her name. Like yeah. Well, anyways, hey, you know what I mean? So I'm human. I guess chalk it up to the game. Nah, but great points. Great points. I hope that you listen. You could take something for what they said. I think that they dropped the gems. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts? You got any questions? Any follow up?
I don't know. You guys made me cry, so
My fault. I guess
Shout out
that's
to shout out to
it's
HT.
contagious. You know what I mean?
Nah, this was good. You know, another evolution of the pod. That's what it is right here. We're gonna be authentic. We're gonna be 100.
Yes, it's cathartic.
That's what can separate Peace King Pod from any other pod that you're gonna talk to. We real people, real life situations, real life callers, and we like that you kept it real.
Facts.
You know, keep us updated. Like I want to know. I'm invested.
Nah, I am too.
I want to know if he steps up. I want to know if you have that conversation with your son. If you don't mind, we don't even got to air it, but I just, just caring for another human being walking this earth. It'll be dope to
Right.
kind of see how that plays out. What do you think?
I'll definitely let you guys know. I wanted to talk to the two of you because I know both of you have sons. So for both of you to say that, it's clearly. I always knew it was a conversation that needed to be had.
Indeed.
I just didn't want to. He, like you said, he feels like his father's his superhero, but I'm not the villain. So that's kind of how I've been made to feel. So, and that kid and I were inseparable, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? My son is still really young. I'm almost counting on the fact that one day he's gonna ask me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened or why me and his mom ain't together? And I plan on doing what I always do. I'm gonna just keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? And tell him, and I hope that she does the same thing. Her and I don't have that type of situation that happened. It just didn't work out for just normal reasons. But still, I mean, we had a conversation earlier in this conversation about breakups and people paint people as a villain and so on and so forth. So hopefully that's not done with me, and I'm not going to do it with his mom. But I am going to tell him exactly, you know what I'm saying, what happened, and why I felt the way I did and why things happened and so on and so forth. And so those are conversations you just have to have with your children. I feel like, again, when they get old enough, they should be able to understand. Even if they can't understand initially, at some point, they will. Once you start living life and have your own experiences, like, you're going to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Yeah. The funny thing is, my oldest daughter, she and my son are 17 months apart. So they grew up, they were really close. And the reason why I brought this to their father, like the conversation needs to happen now because they're starting to become at odds and bumping heads with each other because she knows what happened.
Okay.
She's well versed in the entire situation, and she's getting upset because she sees the way that her brother treats me, and her father's doing nothing about it. So it's I don't want them to be upset with each other either. So clearly, it's time to have the conversation. I just, it's so hard when you have, like I said, he loves his father. I don't want to come between that, but I love my son. I miss my son.
Right.
So.
I mean, listen, shout out to you, you know what I'm saying, for respecting our relationship and, wanting to protect the black man at the end of the day. That's what it comes down to, right? So, I got to give you kudos for that, for sure. But the other part I want to add to is, a lot of people die every year from stress. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really do. Like, so you don't need to carry that around and have your daughter carry that around as well. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so it just needs to be aired out. One way, no matter how it results. Know that you did what you had to do, did all you could to exhaust the situation, and from here it might be some more things you could do. Who knows when unveils itself, but it's no need for you to carry, again, family secrets. We talked about that a little bit too early on the show. Like, there's no need to carry this type of stuff around.
Indeed.
Like, it's really not.
All right. Hey, man, great discussion.
Sure. You want to ask Natalie a question?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So would you recommend, because I go to therapy all the time, it's amazing. Would you recommend that I take my children with me on like a group therapy session and we have the conversation there?
That definitely, I think it depends on how comfortable they are. You don't want to force them if they're not at a place where they're going to receive it well. But I think therapy is great for everybody. I think everybody should go to therapy, whether you have problems or you don't. It's
Facts.
a safe space to be able to have a conversation
Right.
that's difficult. So,
Right.
yeah, I mean, if they're open to
Well,
it, go for it.
They both see separate therapists.
Okay.
So they're used to being in therapy.
Yeah, yeah.
And my therapist was amazing. So, I mean, I'm just trying to see how I can cushion the blow a little bit, I guess.
Right.
So, okay.
All right.
Well, I appreciate you guys.
We appreciate
it was
you.
great.
And like, yo, I'm looking forward to watching this back. Hopefully watching it back. You know what I mean? Hearing some of your comments and chatting it up about it. This was a great discussion.
Yeah.
Appreciate you calling in.
No, I'll never forget that. You the one that made me cry my first tears on this show. All right.
First tears. We got it first. Come on,
I'm
now.
sorry.
All right. Well, hey, you have a wonderful evening, all right?
You too.
All right.
Absolutely.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Come on, man. Like, yo, we in now.
That was heavy.
We in now.
Very heavy.
Hey, man, we got the Speak Your Peace. Y'all already know what it is, man.
Yeah.
That was a great way to end episode 13, bro.
It was, man. Phenomenal. I felt it coming on when she was telling the story, but I thought I was gonna be able to hold it down. But
I
it
thought
ain't.
you get quiet over there too. I was like, did I say something?
Yeah, nah, it was.
Holding it down. P.O.P. No, it's about
Okay.
P.O.P. Holding it down. Nah, it's all good, brother, man. Like, yo, we're humans, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Let her know, like, yo, being
have
a
to-
man, we still experience the range of emotion.
Oh, that's a fact.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, sometimes you gotta do like the song say, just let it flow.
Actually, that's not actually my first time crying on the show because I cry laughing almost every episode.
Facts,
So,
facts, big
That's
facts.
just the first time I cried for a different reason. You know what I'm
Indeed,
saying? So,
No, I appreciate seeing Black men especially show emotion. So I do. I want to give you a hug, but the microphones are in the way. But yeah, no, this is great. This is why you guys are different because you can be
appreciate
real.
you.
So
Come on now.
thank you.
Well, we appreciate having naturally
absolutely.
Natalie on. You know what I mean? This was our absolute
happy.
pleasure. The blue chair. If y'all in the DMV area, you know what I mean, hit us up. Or if you want to fly through, hey, fly through. Like, yo, you could be the guest in the blue chair and do exceptionally well, like Natural Natalie. We appreciate you coming on. Make sure y'all
Appreciate being
subscribe.
Make sure y'all subscribe to Peace King Pod.
Yes.
Follow Peace King Pod on the gram.
Yes, sirski.
Follow the Hungry HD.
Yes, sirski.
Follow at Trell_man.
Yes,
Maurice.
sirski.
Follow at Naturality.
Yes, sir.
And we here, man. Episode 14 on the way. Countdown to 20.
Come on now.
Watch party for 20.
Come on now.
Yeah.
When episode 15 drop, we're gonna start putting out the details for the watch party. It's
Yes,
real
sir.
simple
I'm
to get
excited.
involved,
Can't
but
wait.
just look out for it. You know, we gonna turn up, man.
Hey, man. And with that, hey,
Yeah.
that's what it is. Episode 13. We in the books.
Yeah. Talk about it.
Hey, man. Subscribe, like, comment, share.
All that.
We out here.
All that.
Aight,
All
man.
that.
Yeah,
I need the other drop. Give me the other one on the way out. Yeah.
This is the way out. We're ending for real this time.
You are now
We out here.
the Peace King
Word.
Podcast.
We in the building.
Yay.